Yay.
Yeah. What's up? What's up? Y'all already know, man. It's Wednesday, folks. It's Wednesday. World class Wednesdays on your ones and twos. Let's go. And I'm Andre the Torch Robinson, the fire starter. Y'all already know what it is, man. I'm telling you, a phenomenal week of sports coming up, but I can't start the show off without introducing the guy to my right, the guy who's Mr. Coffee Talk in the morning, Mr. Friday Night Lights himself, Mr. Marks the Alphabets in the building.
Yeah,
What's
man. Yeah,
good, sir?
what's
What's
goody? What's
up?
goody? I hope everybody's doing good, man. I'm amped for tonight. My Spurs. Y'all know I'm a Cowboys fan, but my basketball team's the Spurs. We about to talk about that a little bit. Wimby. Uh, Look, man, OTAs are starting. Uh, Look, man, we're about under 100 days to the NFL season starts. The conference finals in the NBA, Stanley Cup Finals playoffs. Some teams advanced, some teams went home. We'll see what happens though. Uh, I just hope everybody's having a good night. I know some people out there y'all a little depressed, man, but we're here to talk a little bit of sport and cheer y'all up, man. So get y'all's ass up in here so we can discuss this.
Right there, right there. You see this already? It's not even 4 minutes into the show, and Marcus the Alphabets already want to start trouble. This is what he want to do. He
Well,
want to start already. The little some folks are in the Stanley Cup playoffs, and so you know what, Marcus? It's
uh,
hilarious because a lot of people think that I should be very depressed today, and I'm really not depressed. When
well,
you used to something, you just get used to it, like bipolar buffalo or winter weather. You get used to certain things, right?
yeah,
In
yeah.
which, by the way, the next show we have, we're going to talk about some of Buffalo sports' worst losses, and you guys are going to put it in the comment section. Matter of fact, we might talk about that tonight if we get to it. Um, we're going to talk about Buffalo sports' worst losses, and you can put it in the comment section, and we're going to rank them. Right? That's later on. But first and foremost, we got to talk about Wembenyama. That's how you pronounce it. Enunciate Wimbenyama. Okay. Wimby tonight. Here's San Antonio Spurs. I'm go New York, go New York, go. By the way, for those who watched the Knicks last night,
Yeah, they did
yeah,
their thing,
who
man. They
watched
did
them
their thing.
last night, we got to, we have, I think Marcus, the alphabet, I think we have identified the weakest link who is James Harden again. I think we have identified the weakest link. I think we talked about James Harden last time we was on the show, and we said his playoff performances.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, you saw the New York Knicks. And I got to put this out there before we talk about the Spurs tonight. Got to talk
Yeah.
about the New York Knicks 22-point comeback. By the way, 22-point comeback again in the fourth quarter. By the way, in the fourth quarter, not it was in the second quarter, not it was in the first quarter. Fourth quarter, 22-point fourth quarter comeback that hasn't been done since 1970. By the way, Marcus, were you even born in 1970? You weren't born in
I
1970.
was born. I was born in '74, so
Oh, 74.
I
Well,
was
it was
born in
close. See,
'74. I was born in '70. Yeah, it's close.
Marcus wasn't even a thought, a twinkle. I wasn't even thought, nowhere near thought about yet. I don't even think my parents was even old enough to think about me yet. But nevertheless, the New York Knicks come back and put James Harden on skates last night in those Cleveland Cavaliers. By the way, I have an interesting video, Marcus, that talks about the number 22 as it pertains to Cleveland sports in general. We talked about Buffalo sports and worst losses. Think about the number 22 when it comes to the Cleveland Cat. When it comes to Cleveland sports in general, I'll show the
Yeah.
video at the end of the show. That'll be my exit video for all
Okay.
you lovely Cleveland fans out there. We'll talk about it, but nevertheless, the Knicks 1 game to none. Y'all lost 115-104 last night in overtime. Now, tonight, getting the Wembanyama. There's a lot of praise going on right now for the French Center. For the French Center. It's the French Open. We're going to call it the French Open Invitational, in which Shaquille O'Neal last night was quoted saying Wembanyama be the first perfect big man to ever grace the NBA last night. Your thoughts about Wembanyama?
High praise.
And what's going on, Mr. San Antonio Spur?
High praise coming from Shaq. Generally, when we talk about Shaq, and for Shaq to give you those type, to give you those type of props, I think that says a lot. Shaq is besides being, he's an analyst now, Hall of Fame player, but I think he's also a historian. And this is whenever, even as an analyst, you become a fan. And I think Shaq is a huge fan of the big man, of the big man, skilled big man. And he played against some of the greatest ever during his heyday, the David Robinsons, the Hakeem Olajuwons, the Ewings, the Mornings. He played against all of those guys. So he's seen it. I mean, he would be the one that could kind of give his thoughts on something like that. But I tell people all the time about using the term great and using the term generational. Okay. I think sometimes in sports overall, we use the term great, generational, just very loosely. Wembanyama is a generational talent. And when you watch him, a lot of these big men, they had some flaws in their game. Like Shaq. I think Shaq is one of the most dominating big men I've ever seen. But we do know what his kryptonite was. He had his Superman tattoo on his arm, but we knew what his kryptonite was, and that was free throw shooting. He could not shoot free throws or crap. I don't know off the top of my head. Somebody put it in the comment section. What was Shaq's career free throw shooting percentage?
Like 53.
Wemby does everything, and he's 7'4". He shoots threes. He's got handles. He can rebound. His stat line, 41 points. He had a double-double the other day. 41 points, 24 rebounds, three steals, assists, 3 blocks, three dunks. I mean, they just could not stop him. And he played nearly the entire game. He didn't come out. Double overtime win. So when we look at, we are watching right now history. And look, again, we've seen some good big men. I remember when Yao Ming came out, and I remember when Shaq came in the league in '92. That was my senior year in high school. I was like, this guy's incredible. The Dream Shake. I watched Kareem. He's got and to me, I don't know if you saw this, Dre, but I noticed this because I like to look at side stories when it comes to stuff. It seemed like Wemby was trying to make an example out of Chet. It seemed like this guy ain't on my level. It also seemed to me, Torch, like he was trying to. Oh, y'all want to make SGA the MVP? Watch this. Watch this. That's what I don't know if y'all saw that, but that's what I saw. It was like
the bigger point.
Man on Fire, and I ain't talking about the Denzel Washington movie. Man on Fire. I'm about to make an example of these. Y'all want to give this is your MVP? Watch this. Oh, y'all think Chet's this big man that's on my level? He's not. Watch this. So that's what I gathered from that. The Spurs, and here's the scary thing with both of these teams, Torch, they're young. We're going to see this for the next 8, 9, 10 years. 8, 9, 10 years. That's what we're going to see. when you look at Castle and Vassell and Harper, all of these guys, Fox, they're young. They're young. We're going to see the core of both of these teams, SGA and Williams and Chet. Caruso had a good game. He came out and gave them some good minutes, coming off the bench, hitting threes and stuff. So I'm looking forward to this. Both of these conference finals. I'm looking forward to the Knicks and Cleveland series too. But we got a treat lined up for these conference finals. So I'm very ecstatic about it, Torch.
So pretty much in a nutshell, Marcus the Alphabets, I'm gonna be honest with you. Your diatribe was phenomenal about Wembanyama and who he is as a person and using the word great and generational too loosely. But I have one caveat to what you said. And I need this. Make sure you clip this. By the way, clip this right now. We also have to be very careful on who we crown too quickly. Okay? So I've been on social media. I've been getting alerts and conversations and things sent to me about Wemby being better than a lot of the old school guys. I'm going to say pump the brakes on that. Okay? Listen, enjoy the ride right now. Enjoy what you're seeing, but pump your brakes on talking about how much better he is than others. Okay? We're not going to pretend like I didn't watch Wembanyama work with Akeem Olajuwon in the offseason. I'm not going to act like we didn't see that. Akeem the Dream giving him pointers on his footwork. I'm not going to sit up here and say he's better than Tim Duncan yet. I'm not giving Wemby
Kareem,
that yet. Because there's a lot of folks right now that's casting this shadow, doing the whole Caitlin Clark thing again with Wembanyama. And I'm going to be honest. If I'm Wembanyama, I'm not paying none of y'all no attention. I'm not listening to none of that, because that can be the backbone of what we call major distraction. Okay? I don't need any distractions right now. I don't need any of the best in the world conversations. We ain't CM Punking. We ain't doing the CM Punk thing right now. Okay? I need to focus on getting to the finals. And if I do have some of my little personals, like I should have been the MVP, I can understand that. Do I want to make Chet Holmgren look like a clown? Yeah, I do. You want to know what's funny? And I need to put this out there, clip this too. Chet, if you don't get your cowardly lion ass in that damn paint, get your 7-1 cowardly lion self in that paint. If I watch one more time during this series where I'm watching Williams and others who are a whole foot smaller than Wemby in the paint, trying to check him in the paint, and your big 7-foot ass just standing around looking goofy, looking about goofy as hell, sir. If I'm OKC's coach, I'm putting him on the bench if I see that in game 2 today. You can go sit the bench. You don't want to play? You don't want to use your 7-1? You don't want to do nothing? Or you just want to stand, or you want to stand around? So we're going to have 6'7", 6'8" guards in the paint with Wembanyama trying to guard him. Yeah. Shaq would never. That would be like Shaq letting Kobe check Sean Bradley in the paint. And we know how Azabuki Dookie Sean Bradley was.
Yes. That's what it was.
That would be like letting Kobe Bryant or Derek Fisher or Robert Horry checking Yao Ming in the paint while Shaq is on the floor. Hell no. Stop this. Stop all that. That is what we call being a cowardly lion. And to me, Jack Holmgren, game 1, you definitely played the cowardly lion quite well.
Yeah, you got to redeem yourself tonight.
You got to listen, sir. You already on notice. You on notice now. For basketball folks who who really do this, sir, you on notice. You are on big notice. So, and if OKC lose tonight, by the way, I just got to put this out there. OKC lose tonight, y'all might as well go ahead. Y'all might as well go ahead and give San Antonio. Y'all might as well go ahead and just pull that. Yeah, go ahead and pull the broom out.
You saw my broom the other day. You saw my broom.
That broom was clean as a whistle too. Pull that broom out because it's gonna be a problem. Just like I'm telling you now, the Knicks that 9 days of rest didn't do the Knicks no good until the fourth quarter when they started getting their legs up under them and they said we're gonna go right after James Harden. Yeah, that was Cleveland's best chance to win a game. I think the series, to me personally, and this may seem premature to some, but I think it's over. I think the series is over.
Yeah. I don't think
a game like that. Yeah, a game like that, you don't just get over. That's not something you just get over.
Yeah.
And if you can't figure out how you gonna stop Big Body Brunson, as they call him now, Jalen Brunson, by the way, clip this. Y'all ain't gonna like this, but I'm gonna say it right now. Yeah, you heard. Yeah, it's coming. Yeah, you ready? You ready?
Okay.
I'm taking Jalen Brunson over SGA right now.
Ooh.
Today. Ooh. And folks gonna probably be like, what? It is not because I'm a New York Knicks fan. It's not. I see two bodies of work.
Yeah.
I see one who needs the free throw line a hell of a lot. And I'm watching OKC, by the way. This whole the gameplay that they doing, I see a lot of little dirty shit going on too. A little bit of dirty. They playing a little dirty. Now, Stephon Castle been locking him up. Stephon Castle been locking him up.
Handcuffs. But here's the thing, Torch. As soon as he crosses, as soon as SGA crosses mid-court, they're trapping him. They're getting the ball out of his hands fast. And you saw Williams. I mean, Williams has been injured for the past few weeks. Did he even play in the last series?
No, I don't even know if he played in the last series.
So when you look at that, for him to come out, he actually had a good game. Jalen Williams had a good series, considering he hadn't played. They got to find other people because I think that San Antonio.
You cannot rely on Alex Caruso's 31 points every game. Yeah, that's not happening.
No. Yeah,
you can't rely on that.
Yeah.
SGA's been averaging 23, 24 points in this entire playoffs.
Chet's got to contribute. Chet has definitely got to contribute in this game. Kayson's got to contribute. You got to have other guys in there besides SGA because I believe the Spurs are hell-bent on taking him out the game. They're trapping them early in the shot clock, and so we'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to it. The game tonight. We decided to go a little bit early tonight so we could get y'all a show before the game, so we can sit out and everybody can enjoy the game. So
definitely. Now, with that being said, make sure you like and share the show. By the way, this is World Class Wednesdays. You on the ones and twos with Andre the Torch Robinson, the Firestarter, and Marcus the Alphabet. And we are going to talk some NFL now because guess what? Schedules came out, the whole 9 yards. We're going to talk some NFL too. Make sure you watch tonight. If you're a real NBA fan, make sure you do that. It's going to be a blast. I think these two series are going to be a blast. Nevertheless,
no doubt.
We already got our predictions, right? Marcus, me and your prediction is the same, I think, for the finals. Okay, yeah. Spurs and Knicks. Yeah, right?
Spurs and Knicks. New York versus Texas.
All right.
New York versus Texas.
See. Yeah, we're gonna see. It's gonna be fun. I promise you, it's gonna be fun. Now,
by the way, WNBA tonight, Caitlin Clark versus Skylar Diggins, and
absolutely not. Caitlin Clark is not playing tonight. In which I was gonna say that to the very end or another show, but Caitlin will not be playing against the Toronto Tempo tonight. And so here's my thing, real quick, and I don't want to get too long. I want to take 30 seconds to say this. Do you guys know when you're injured? You guys know when you're injured. You played 2 nights ago, and then all of a sudden tonight, you injured. You got a back injury. We ain't hear this all week. Now all of a sudden we're hearing about a back injury. You know what that makes me think, Marcus? That makes me think you don't want to smoke. Now, you know the Toronto Temple is a brand new organization, right? And they're actually good. And the last time Marina Mayberry and Caitlin Clark butted heads, you remember what happened? I remember what happened clearly. Maybe somebody ducking smoke. This is what I think. I think when stuff like that happens, I feel like certain folks is ducking smoke. Because if you lose to Toronto, guess who's got to be a part of that if you play? She do, of course.
Yeah.
You got to be a part of that. So, let's load management. It's on management discretion. We're going to keep her out because of her back. Okay. All right. I'm interested to see what happens tonight with that game, too, between Toronto and Indiana. I'm very interested. Very interested.
I was talking Chicago versus Dallas. Chicago versus Dallas.
Yeah,
Skylar
Chicago
Diggins
and Dallas is tonight. That's Paige Beckers.
Yeah.
Yep, Paige Beckers. Yeah. You heard what happened to Rickea Jackson?
No, what happened?
Tore ACL.
Oh man.
Yeah.
She's had a rough year. She's had a rough year, man. Rough
already. Year. Yep, already. Now, with that being said, folks, we're gonna get into some NBA. Now, if you want to hear about WNBA, NBA, and some other things, we got plenty of other shows. We'll talk about that, but we got to talk about these schedules. Now, me and Marcus came out with the idea that we are going to go through the Bills, Cowboys, Packers schedules tonight. We're going to go through them. We're going to look, and we're gonna find wins and losses for tonight's game. So put it in the comments section. I'm gonna get to sharing. Marcus, shout out to Marcus for these slides, by the way. And we're gonna talk about the schedule. We're gonna do some things. How many games will the Buffalo Bills win in 2026 is a big question this year, especially organization that has a first-year coach now, first-year head coach in Joe Brady, a first-year Buffalo Bills offensive coordinator and Pete Carmichael. He's been a coordinator before with the Saints. Okay, Pete Carmichael, remember that name. He's been a coordinator with the Saints prior to, and it's interesting that they brung him along because me and Marcus have said in multiple shows before and past that the Bills have a dome-like offense, a dome team offense. Have we not talked about the dome team offense and why maybe the Bills should have put a dome on a stadium, yada, 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 because this team has a dome-like, a dome stadium offense in which it would help. A lot of y'all still think that winter weather helps for some reason in Buffalo and Orchard Park, which, okay. Yeah, natural elements, yada, yada, yada. We all know the natural elements of Buffalo sports. Worst losses. I'm sorry. Was that too early? Maybe I shouldn't do that, Marcus. Maybe I shouldn't do you. That's a you thing that I just did. But nevertheless, we'll talk about the Bills, how many wins they're going to have this year. All right, we're going to talk about it right now, and I think I have the schedule up here. Yes, we do. We have it. Oh, that's not what we wanted. I didn't want that. We'll pull up the Buffalo Bills schedule in itself. But Marcus, the alphabets, while we're doing that, just give a little prelude to what you're looking forward to as it pertains to the Buffalo Bills, what you're looking for this year.
Well, I think last year that the Bills kind of came back down to earth. And of course, with that, Sean McDermott got fired, and we had talked about it a little bit before with the if they didn't get to a certain, AFC championship or whatnot, that he was going to be gone. And that came to fruition. Now they got a second place. We all know that New England went to the Super Bowl last year. So I still think that they got a tough schedule, man. When you look at it, looking at this here, AFC West and NFC North, that's what they got to deal with this year. So let's get to it, and we'll see if we agree on the wins, and we'll try to agree where we can and disagree where we don't. So let's go by these games real quick. Week 1 at Texans, win or loss? What you got?
last year in the league. I think that they elevated that with the nose tackle that they got the next pick after.
Kaden McDonald.
See, here we go. I ain't even trying to be funny, but this is just, listen, I gotta be real about this. The next pick in the draft by getting Ohio State's nose tackle, McDonald, was a good pick for them. I think they elevated it on the defensive end. We're going to see what CJ Stroud is going to do this year. He has to have a good year 4.
Yes, this will be year 4.
Yeah, year 4.
Year 4.
So he has to have a good year 4 because, the verdict is out on him. There's a lot of people wondering, questioning, speculating about CJ Stroud's play. I think that the Texans will be healthier on offense this year. It's gonna be interesting because this will be the first game where the Bills are running a 3-4 defense. Who's the Texans running backs currently, Marcus, right now?
David Montgomery, Knuckles from the Lions came down. Don't forget Woody Marks. I think that's all that they were. I thought last year they really missed. I thought they really missed Joe Mixon. You get a power back in there to go along with Woody Marks, and then that defense. We don't even need to talk about that defense. I think they're the best defense in there. Week 1, I'm giving the Bills a loss. What do you got for them? And then we're going to count up the wins and losses. What you got?
So to me personally, this could very well be a loss. And don't think that it can't be a loss. We watched the Buffalo Bills lose week 1 to the Jets and pass. Now, is this a different team? Sure. But are other teams different? Yes, they are. We watched last year what the Texans did to the Bills, had Josh Allen running for his life last year. Is the offensive line going to be up to snuff? It's going to take some continuity for first and foremost, the Bills to get used to their new receivers. And then 2, it's going to take some continuity to get used to a 3-4 scheme. So I would say that this is a loss.
Okay.
Against the Texans on the road.
Okay. I got a loss for them as well. I just don't. I don't think that the Bills match up very well against the Texans, a big physical defensive team. You got those edge rushers and Will Anderson Jr. and Danielle Hunter. I have never seen the Bills get pushed around like they did last year against the Texans. So I'm giving them an L there. All right, jumping over to week 2, the opening of the new Bills Stadium. By the way, didn't they blow up the whole stadium today? Didn't they blow up Highmark today? Didn't they demolish it today? I think they
did some blowing up early in the week. Yes, they did. Today they actually blew up.
So we have the home opener against the Detroit Lions. Look, man, the thing that I have seen with the Buffalo Bills, you talked a little bit about them switching to the 3-4 defense. What has been the Buffalo Bills Achilles? What has been the Buffalo Bills Achilles heel? What have they had a problem stopping? The run.
Not stopping and not being able to stop the run.
And the other thing that I have seen with the Buffalo Bills over the years is they have a problem with speed, i.e. the Dolphins, i.e. the Chiefs with Tyreek and Xavier Worthy and all of those boys. Well, what team is faster than the Detroit Lions? When you look at Gibbs, you still got Gibbs over there. Pacheco's their backup running back now. Jamison Williams, Sungdahl, Laporta. I'm giving them, look, I know this may sound bad, but I'm just telling you what I see with this schedule. Here's the thing with Gibbs. If Gibbs gets to the second level of your defense, bye-bye. Bye-bye. He's gone. I've seen this last year with Travion Henderson when he reverse field and took it to the house. They have a problem with speed. You're trying to learn a defense. I'm giving them unfortunately for your home opener, I'm giving the Bills another loss against the Detroit Lions. So I'm giving them an L in week 2 as well. And look, here's the thing about this, folks. We do podcasts. I'm here. I do coffee talk 2 or 3 times a week, and during the regular season, I do it 4 days a week. So this is all on wax. So when you come back, you got receipts. Marcus, you said, okay, it's on wax. I'm telling you, week 2 against the Lions, your stadium opener, I got you for another loss. Torch, what you got?
I think there's going to be very high energy in the building for the new stadium. I think Josh Allen is not going to take 2 losses in a row too lightly. This is a year where you're going to have to prove it. I told you what I think about this season already in past. If the Bills don't have such a good season, I think some changes got to be made and some moves got to be made. I'm going to give Buffalo a win because I think they can run the ball with James Cook. We remember the last time they played Detroit. They beat Detroit just off the strength that they could run the ball very well. This is going to be a tale of two. Which defense is going to play better? To me, I think these offenses are already stout and phenomenal. And what defense is going to play better? Once again, Buffalo Bills in this new 3-4 scheme. We're going to see how long it takes for them to adjust to the scheme. But I will say that I would give overall the Buffalo Bills a slight edge defensively in this one. And you get home and you're at home. I would say Bills 27-24. Give them a W.
Okay. So you got them at 1-1. I got them at 0-2. All right. So the next week, versus the Chargers coming to town. Look, the Chargers have some issues. Now, look, I like Jim Harbaugh. I still don't think that they have the weapons to deal with Buffalo, even though, again, y'all are switching to this 3-4 defense. Who are the starting receivers for the Chargers? Trey Harris. They picked up Njoku, the tight end from the Browns.
Buffalo could have had.
Yeah, so look, I like what Herbert's doing. I think this will be one of those games, where quarterbacks like this, they love games like this because I believe that Herbert and Josh Allen, they will be kind of linked to each other. Two big quarterbacks, 6'5", 6'6", big arms. I think this is where Buffalo gets their first win. I think they'll be amped up, especially with my record here, them coming off of back-to-back losses, losing at home. I think the very next week they're out for blood. I'm gonna give Buffalo the win for this one here, Torch.
Yeah, I got a W for this one too. Again, the Chargers haven't been the greatest on the road in big game situations. And this one, even though it's week 3, I think this is a telltale big game feel in which last year I kind of went on a whim and was like, maybe the Chargers would pull through, and then they disappointed me again. So you'll never be able to disappoint me again. If you disappoint me, it'll be because you actually did something, not because you didn't. So I'm giving the Buffalo Bills a W on this one.
Okay. So you got them at 2-1 now, and I got them at 1-2. Okay, week 4. Patriots come to town. You got 3 straight home games here. That's pretty nice. Look, I think the Patriots could suffer from the Super Bowl. You lose the Super Bowl like the way that they lost, and I think that the Bills will be very motivated to play them, especially with the Patriots winning the AFC East last year. I think that they want to get their lick back. I think that they want to reassert their dominance in the AFC East. Now, I will put one caveat with this, Torch. If the New England Patriots get A.J. Brown, I'm changing my pick. Now, there's a lot of rumors and stuff going on. I don't believe that A.J. Brown will be with the Philadelphia Eagles next year. I just don't. I think they're waiting. I think in the next couple of weeks, post June 1, I think A.J. Brown's gone. Now, we've heard a lot of stories about A.J. Brown going to the Patriots. But as of right now, I'm going to give the Buffalo Bills another win at home versus the New England Patriots. I'm going to give them a win there in week 4, first month of the season. So I got them 2-2 right now. What you got, Torch?
Season how New England was able to beat Buffalo. They were able to limit Buffalo offensively, and they got a very good game from Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs is not with the New England Patriots anymore. Now, that's not caveat to say that A.J. Brown can't perform in the same manner. That's not to say that. But I will say that I think New England may lose a step or two this year. And it's because they play a first place schedule. Okay.
And Super Bowl hangover.
It's different when you play a fourth place schedule like you did last year, and when you play a first place schedule this year. I thought that these first 5 games was a little treacherous for the Bills. Lucky that 3 of them is at home in a row. I will say New England will lose this game. I don't care if A.J. Brown is playing or not. Okay. I think this is a loss for them. I think Buffalo will be very motivated to get their lick back because to be very honest with you, there's a lot of people who think the Buffalo Bills should have played the New England Patriots in the AFC Championship game. But I think once again they'll have a lot of motivation. Plus, they're at home again. I think by this time they will have figured out some things. They will have a little bit more continuity. They will have a little bit more familiarity with what they want to do and what they want to accomplish as a offense and defensive unit. I'll give the Bills a win on this one.
Okay. So you got them now you have them at 3-1, and I got them at 2-2. Okay. Week 5. Let's put that schedule back up there. Week 5, I believe it's the LA Rams in SoFi. I think that the Rams are the favorite to win. I think they're the favorites to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. When you look at their weapons, Puka and Devontae Adams, all those tight ends that they have, that defense, Jared Verse and them, they picked up Trent McDuffie, the corner, Matthew Stafford, the reigning defending MVP. I think that I'm giving this to the Rams in SoFi in LA. I'm giving the win to the Rams, Torch.
We already seen this story even without Trent McDuffie. We saw the Rams again. Speed kills, veteran play kills. Matthew Stafford tore Buffalo's defense right apart. I don't know if they're going to be wanting to run 4-3 zones. We all know Matthew Stafford is a zone killer. He kills the zone. So with that being said, we got Devontae Adams who's still on the Rams. You have Puka Nacua. You have that running game that they have in Kyren Williams. They have AB still around. The defensive front 4 is good. They're shoring up the secondary. The secondary is what cost them last year. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to give the Rams this one. I'm going to be very honest. I'm giving the Rams this one. And it's a Monday night football game. We've seen some doozies on Monday night from the Bills. So
where do we have Sean McVay ranked as far as coaches? Where do you have him ranked at?
Number 2.
Behind Andy? Okay. All right, so you got them. Andy Reid?
Last year, I would have Sean McVay over Andy Reid, but overall, Andy Reid is number 1. Number 2 is Sean McVay.
I totally agree. Deborah Beatty and Dalton said they're beating the lamb chops. Okay, y'all are sleeping. The Rams already. The Rams already problem. Y'all better learn to respect them. Y'all better learn. I don't even really want to talk about this too much. Raiders. Now, look, the Raiders are getting better, but the Bills should blow them. They should blow them out. Now, look, I would imagine they probably stay on the West Coast, so you don't have to come back home? Because you got 2 West Coast games. You're in LA one week, and then the Raiders the next week. I would imagine you just probably stay at home. You're on the road in back-to-back weeks. So, look, the Raiders are getting better. Had the number 1 overall pick, Fernando Mendoza. I'm giving the win to the Bills. Rams haters here. Okay, I hear you.
The Raiders beat the
I know you.
Bills.
Look, just because you hate somebody don't mean people hated Floyd Mayweather Jr. He was undefeated. You can hate all you want, but you still got to give credit where credit's due.
Ask yourself when the last time the Raiders beat the Bills. Maybe somebody could look that up, put it in the comment section. When the last time the Raiders beat the Buffalo Bills in a regular season game? I'll wait.
No doubt about it. Then we go to a bye in week 7. Recharge those batteries. Come back. The Ravens come to town. Lamar Jackson, brand new coach. Jesse Minter. Jesse Minter. Now look, the Ravens have made some nice moves. I think they've improved their offense, wide receiver core. Derrick Henry still Derrick Henry. I don't know if he fumbles the ball twice at the end of the game after he done ran the ball down your throat and let you off the hook. This is a close one, man. But because you're at home and now you both have new coaches, it's going to be interesting because we've seen McDermott versus Harbaugh. Neither one of those coaches are still there, but I'm going to give the slight edge because you're at home. I'm going to give it to Buffalo there. I'm going to give you the win in week 7. Coming off of a bye week, well rested, I'm going to give that win to the Buffalo Bills. Toward
bye week, definitely, and they'll be on the West Coast 2 games prior. It's not a whole lot of hell of a lot of travel. Then you get a week off. And then you have the Baltimore Ravens, who have proven time after time again that they can mess up boiling water when it comes to the Buffalo Bills. You have them dead to rights, and they still can't get it done. So I have a right to censor what I think about the Baltimore Ravens. Catch the pun if you're a wrestling fan, you caught that. If not, that's okay. But I have a right to censor what I think about the Baltimore Ravens. And in this case, until the Baltimore Ravens can actually win a football game against them, which I see Yogi, you watching. That's why you wanted me to send you the link, but this ain't the show for that. I'm going to say that the Bills are going to beat the Ravens.
Okay. We both got them winning that game. Week 8 at Vikings. Look, Vikings kind of had a down year last year. JJ McCarthy was absolutely terrible. They went out and get Kyler Murray. You still got Jettas, Jordan Addison. Just picked up Jawan Jennings. I like that. With their 3 wide receiver sets, TJ Hawkinson, Aaron Jones, my guy from UTEP. But with the uncertainty at the quarterback position, JJ McCarthy, or I would expect Kyler Murray would probably win that competition for the quarter. That quarterback battle there. Vikings are shaky on the offensive line. They're shaky on defense. They've lost a lot of good players on the defense. I would expect Josh Allen to carve them up. I'm going to give the Bills a win in week 8 versus the Vikings. Torch?
I agree here too. I think this is a win for the Buffalo Bills on the road in prime time. Got to put wins together if you want to win the division. You got a tough schedule coming up afterward. You got to compile these wins up against non-playoff teams from last season, by the way.
No doubt.
Win.
On to the Jets, week 9 to the Jets. Look, the Jets are they're in a rebuild. Now, they did bring back Geno Smith. I thought that they had maybe the best draft, a top three draft, drafting a Sadiq, the tight end from Oregon. I like that. Omar Cooper Jr. bringing in some stability at the quarterback position with Geno Smith. They just extended Breece Hall. But the defense, they gave up everybody. No Quentin Williams, no Sauce Gardner. They're trying to rebuild that defense. They did go out and pick up T'Vondre Sweat, nose tackle from the Titans. Look, the Bills have owned the Jets. I would imagine that they would try to put up a little bit of fight. There's just a talent. There's just too much of a distancing and talent there. I'm going to give the Bills another win, and that would be 4 in a row for them. I have them beating the Jets. Torch.
Yeah, they'll beat the Jets. Definitely will beat the Jets. Again, you got to win your divisional games. It's important. Win the division. You got to win the divisional games. I got a win here against the Jets, and I have a win against the Dolphins. So now you got my thoughts on the Dolphins game too. They'll win against the Dolphins as well.
Okay, Chiefs. Now, I would imagine that Patrick Mahomes will be back. He had a torn ACL last year. I would imagine he would be back. I'm expecting him to miss the first couple of weeks. He should be back by then. But the Chiefs are in Buffalo at the new stadium. I would imagine that, look, they would be amped up for this game. Now, the Chiefs they look a little bit different. Will Rashee Rice be there? I did a piece this morning. Everybody knows Rashee Rice. He's in
he got
jail
to be
right
the
now.
Dumbest wide receiver in football now.
Yeah. But do not forget that the Chiefs went and picked up Kenneth Walker III, Super Bowl MVP. I think he gives them a whole nother dynamic because they are at home. I'm going to give them the slight advantage with Patrick Mahomes trying to come back. I would expect it would be a close game, but I'm still going to give the Buffalo Bills at home. I'm going to give them the win for this. So this would be 5 in a row for the Bills. I'm going to give them the win over the Chiefs at home.
Got them 6 in a row. Buffalo does well against the Chiefs in the regular season. This is a Thanksgiving game, by the way. I think they'll be revved up to win that one, especially being Thanksgiving.
I got you.
You didn't have to travel. You didn't have to travel the week prior. So that means Kansas City would be coming to you. They probably got to travel. All that good stuff. Buffalo gets to stay home. Yeah, okay. Buffalo gets to stay home. I'm going to give them a W.
Okay, so I got them with 5 wins in a row. Week 11 at Patriots. I have them splitting with the Patriots this year. I gave them the first game in Buffalo. I'm giving the Patriots the win in New England. The New England gives them trouble when a lot of this is dependent. Is AJ Brown going to be on the? Is he going to be on the team by then? That running game with the Patriots, Travion Henderson, Ramondre Stevenson. And the defense, Christian Gonzalez. I'm rolling with the Patriots in New England. They break the 5-game winning streak. I'm going to give this win to the Patriots. I think that they split this year. Loss to the Patriots. Torch.
I agree. I think this is
okay. Next, your Packers in Green Bay. By then, look, we're talking about this should be what in December? This is around December.
They're not winning in Lambeau. They're not winning in Lambeau. I'm sorry to tell you.
Look.
Not happening.
Micah Parsons should be fully healthy. Some of the players that they were missing last year, they should be back. Jordan Love. I expect a big leap in Matthew Golden this year. I would expect him, the tight end who was hurt, he should be back by then. I'm giving them another loss here in Lambeau. Bills beat Packers. Okay, I'm giving them the loss there. Torch.
What Daryl Gilliam Jr. Sir, whatever you ate today or whatever you inhaled in the air, I don't want none of it, sir. They're not beating the Packers. Packers defensively are going to give them fits, especially if Micah Parsons is back. I'm going to give them fits, to be honest with you. And then that offense of Green Bay can keep up with Buffalo's offense. This is a loss. Buffalo hasn't won in Green Bay in a long time. It's been a long time since the Bills beat Green Bay in Lambeau.
You taking Dalton says I'm taking Packers if Jordan Love plays.
Okay.
All right. Week 13. The Bears come to town. Look, the Bears are a problem. Y'all making jokes about it. I told y'all last year. I'm not gonna mention nobody. Somebody told me last year they were gonna come in last place. I ain't gonna mention no names or nothing, but their initials are Andre the Torch Robinson. He told me that they ended up winning the division. When we talk about upper echelon coaches, when we talk about the upper echelon coaches, I think one is not being mentioned that I think very highly of is Ben Johnson. Another year of Caleb Williams in that system, that two-headed run game with Monangai and Swift, Luther Burden, and look, they got some talent over there. Colston Loveland, that defense. I'm going Bears here. All right. So that's three losses in a row. That NFC North torch. Look, you're a Packers fan. You know how that NFC North is. I'm giving the Bills another loss to the Bears. I think Ben he's one of the top offensive minds in the league. So I got them losing that game too.
I don't got Buffalo losing this one against the Bears, not at home. Now, if this was in Chicago, it'd be a different story. I would say Chicago will win in Chicago.
Okay.
Buffalo.
Got you.
I think Buffalo can run the football. I think they can run play action. We've seen. I'm not even going there. I'm not even going to bring it to my team and involve them in this diatribe. All I'm gonna say is I've seen what you can do to beat the Bears, and I think Buffalo can do it effectively on the offensive end. And we'll see how much.
The game's in Buffalo, right? The game's in Buffalo. It's in Buffalo. You got it there. You said it's in Green Bay, champ.
No, I'm talking to him about the Green Bay Buffalo game. It's in Green Bay.
Yes, it's in Green Bay. Yeah.
Yes, they haven't won in Lambeau in forever. So again, Bears. If this was in Chicago, I would probably say Chicago will win this one, but nah, I don't trust it yet.
Okay. Look, I
don't trust Chicago yet.
Week 14 rematch, divisional round of the playoffs. This is
a loss.
Let me tell you something. The Broncos, you got Bo Nix back healthy. I don't think that people really understand what the Broncos were doing. They did not have J.K. Dobbins. I believe J.K. Dobbins is their best back. He did not play in that game in the playoffs. R.J. Harvey, the rookie, man, and that Broncos defense, the way that they stymied Josh Allen flying around, Patrick Surtain Jr., Benito. I think, and it's in Buffalo, Mile High Stadium. I'm giving you another loss here. I'm giving you that's four in a row there, man. Sean Payton's a better coach than Joe Brady. He's going to have them guys amped up, and I'm sure that Buffalo will be amped up. I don't know if they're going to what their mentality will be with that loss, the catch, no catch, interception, but that defense. We saw Josh Allen flustered in that game. What did he turn the ball 4 or 5 times in that game? It's the same people there. Benito, Patrick Surtain Jr., that pass rush that flies around. So we'll see what happens. I got him a loss here. That's 4 losses in a row. Torch. I don't see it. And then look, real quick, just not to waste time, I'm going to give them the last two games, week 15 and 16. I'm going to give them 2 wins there. So, do you agree with that? I'm going to give them at Dolphins versus Jets. They're going to have to play because they're not going to be able to sit their people because of the loss they have. So let me see here. The record I have for them: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got them at 9-8 next year, Torch. 9-8. 9-8. That's what I got the Buffalo Bills at. 9-8. I'm looking at some of these.
Trouble. That spells trouble. I have the Bills at, I think, 11-6, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Not 9-8. Could they win something that could, look, could they be 10-7 possibly? Look, there's going to be some teams. There's going to, just like there is every year, there's going to be teams, 4 teams that didn't make the playoffs last year that make the playoffs, and 4 teams that made the playoffs that don't make the playoffs. Those, when you look at the 7 teams there, I think they're going to be in a dogfight with the Patriots. The Patriots are well coached. At 12 and Daryl Gearland, he says 12-5. Okay, I got them at 9-8, and you might be right. Look, there's generally, the truth is somewhere in the middle. Go ahead.
Okay.
Your sound is fading out, bro. I can't hear you at all.
You said something about an irrelevant fact about the Bills winning in Lambeau, yada yada yada. Daryl Gilliam, sir, it is similar to the Spurs Thunder stat. It's very similar. I don't think it's irrelevant when Buffalo hasn't won in Lambeau since the Bills went to the Super Bowl in 91. You think that's irrelevant? Like, I don't think that's irrelevant. I think that's very relevant. When you haven't won in Lambeau against any Green Bay Packer team, and they've played quite a few times in between that, and you haven't won in Lambeau since 91. Okay?
And it will be in
Buffalo, just like Green Bay has problems winning in Buffalo. Now, if this was in Buffalo, I probably would have said Buffalo because Green Bay has problems winning in Buffalo. But this is Lambeau. So, and it's a primetime game. I'll take Green Bay. And we can bet on it if you want. What you want to bet?
Better than Love? That's the difference. Is Allen better than Bo Nix?
Again, see, that's a bet. Now that's
I'm saying
relevant stat. That's a relevant stat.
That's what I'm saying. He said, well, because the quarterback's better. Okay, well, I think Josh Allen's better than Bo Nix, but he lost to him. Is he better than Drake May? Because he lost to him too. So, I mean, they're going to win a game or two they weren't supposed to win, like the Lamb Chops. Okay, and they might lose a game that they're supposed to win. That's the way it's the law of averages. That's the way it usually works out. You usually have this ain't Fitz or JP Lossman. Okay, got you. I'm just saying, like, is Josh Allen better than Davis Mills?
You lost when you had Josh Allen, though. I'm not understanding that comment. You lost when you had Josh Allen at quarterback against Green Bay too, sir. What are we talking about? Like what?
It's the law. Okay. It's the law of averages.
Yes. Again, I'm just saying. I'm saying that if you wanna bet on it, how about that? I'm being nice. See how
I will too. I'll hop in on that.
Monotone I am with this.
I'll hop in on that.
Let's bet it.
Okay, we're already at an hour, and my game's about to start. We were going to try to do both the schedules. Is there anything else you want to talk about? I'm gonna hop out of here. I'm gonna go watch my Spurs play. I ain't missing my Spurs
About the
game.
Spurs?
Yeah, the game's about to start here
Yeah.
in a little bit. So I'm
No.
about to. Allen was a
No, we
rookie
can
with
talk
a
about the
shitty.
Cowboys and Packers next week.
Okay,
We
sounds
can
good.
run the Cowboys Packers next week. I'm sure there'll be a show tomorrow. Well, let me see. Yeah, there'll be a show tomorrow at 7 before I go on patrol. So there'll be a show tomorrow. We can run the NBA, WNBA, talk more about NFL tomorrow as well.
Daryl, just because you have a better quarterback, that doesn't mean you're going to win. Though you're saying, well, because we have a better quarterback, we're going to win.
That doesn't matter.
Okay, that's. I mean, does that help in most instances? Yes. Is Josh Allen better than Davis Mills?
Because
you lost to the Texans. You lost to the Texans. So if we're going to go by that, if we're going to go by your train of thought, well, because Josh Allen is a better quarterback than what they have there. Okay, is Josh Allen better than Bo Nix? Because you lost to the Broncos. Is Josh Allen better than Davis Mills? You lost to the Texans. So just saying because we have the better quarterback, we're going to win. That's kind of. I'm just getting out of practice. Get with y'all tomorrow. Okay, sounds good. Yes, it does go a long way, but that's not the definitive. Just because we have a better quarterback, we're going to win. That's just it's you know, Davis Mills got shut down. Okay, but that's what I'm saying though. But Josh Allen had what, 5 turnovers in that game? Josh Allen had what, 5 turnovers in that game? Was sacked, took a 30-yard sack. So just because you have the better quarterback, that doesn't. Bo Nix outplayed Josh Allen. How about that in the divisional in that divisional round? I would say when you look at the turnovers in that game, Josh Allen had another 5 turnovers in that game. Turned over the ball right before the half. Having the better quarterback, yes, that does help, but that's not the only determining factor. That's not the only determining factor. We'll see what happens. It helps, but it ain't the only determining factor.
Bet it. That's all I'm saying. Bet it. Let's bet it. Let's bet it. Put your money where your mouth is, sir.
But Torch, you're doing a show tomorrow. You're doing Rise Up Unlimited. The Texans defense.
Yes. Okay, the Texans. I want you before I go. I want you to say that I bet it. Bet it. My team versus yours. Bet it. Just bet it. If you so confident. If you confident.
And there you go. And there you go again. Should have went. Okay, the Texans beat even with 2 turnovers, we should have won that game. Should you have beat the Ravens when Derrick Henry turned over the ball at the end of the game? See, if we're going to play that there, coulda, shoulda, woulda, this happened and we should have had that. Oh, but when you beat the Ravens, well, we made that happen. Okay, Derrick Henry turned over the ball at the end, fumbled the ball. You should have lost that game. So if you're going to say we should have won that game, you should have lost that game. We got to bet 4-0 against the NFC. Oh, we got to bet 4-0 against the NFC North. Okay. All right. We'll see. We're keeping track of that. We appreciate y'all coming out. Man. We did this show a little bit earlier because he fumbled. He held on, we lose. Okay. If Josh Allen had held on to the ball, you would have won. So how about that? I mean, if we're gonna do that, coulda, shoulda, almost. If we're gonna do, we don't do hypotheticals here. You lost, you won. My restaurant has the same menu as Shannon Sharp. My restaurant serves dubs and ales. That's all that's on the menu. Dubs, coulda, shoulda, woulda, almost. We had them. Context, Matt. I had a catch. Take it away, brother. Okay. Y'all enjoyed the game tonight. Spurs and Thunder, Western Conference Final Game 2. Paige Beckers and the Wings playing tonight. I'm gonna watch a little WNBA.
You want to see something funny?
Yeah.
Look at this right here. Look at this. Look at this. This is for every team that the Bills play this year. Look at this.
But yeah, we appreciate y'all coming out. I hope context matter. A fumble versus a catch called back being called a pig. Okay. I got you. In the end, no one looks at that, Daryl. That's what I be telling you about that loser mentality. When you win, it's oh, we came back and we made a historic stand. But when you lose, the refs cheated us. The refs cheated us, you know. It was a catch, no catch interception. Okay. What about the holding? What about the safety that was in the end zone? I told y'all about it. That was a safety. If they call that, that's a safety. We're not even talking about it. So we could do that all day, going back and forth. Coulda, shoulda, woulda, almost. It's dubs and L's. Dubs and L's. No one. That's a turnover counted for Allen. Okay. Y'all have a good one. We'll see y'all. What are you doing tomorrow, Torch?
7 p.m. tomorrow.
Okay. Sounds good. We'll be watching. Make sure y'all show love with that. Make sure y'all are watching Coffee Talk. Make sure y'all join the Alphabets Football Show Facebook page. Follow me at Marcus the Alphabets on TikTok. That wasn't a safety. It almost was. It should have been a safety. I'm going by your philosophy. If you hold and keep a sack from happening, that's a safety. So again, we can do almost and shoulda, coulda, woulda. We could do that all day. That's 10 yards. No. If you have a holding in the end zone, that's a safety, sir. That's a safety. So y'all enjoy the games, man. We'll be back next week. Appreciate y'all. Much love and respect. It ain't nothing but love. It ain't nothing but love. We can agree to disagree. But we don't do hypotheticals and almost. We got to get out of that loser mentality, you know, that when you win, you know, the football gods giveth and the football gods taketh away, man. Y'all have a good one. Appreciate y'all. Torch. See ya. Generational.
My shadow knows my story.